Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Kaisa updated complete guide for the latest patch 5.2a, as we are kind of lagging a little bit here. But anyways, before we get into anything, don't forget to check out Kaisa's basic guide that I'll link up in the cards above for her skills, leveling order, tips and tricks, as well as some combos. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So honestly, it's not too different from the previous build. The core items are still kind of the same because obviously crit is inferior to on-hit at the moment. On-hit is just better for most champions. So with Kaisa, you remember we want to start off with a full item first before going for boots. So we're going to start with Terminus, giving us attack speed AD, magic damage on hit, which of course is going to combo together with Kaisa's actual magic damage on hit from her actual passive. And then we have the stacking armor and magic pen, which makes her an incredible 1v1 champion when you complete the item, as well as sorry, not magic pen, magic resist, but you of course also get stacking armor pen and magic pen, which again is going to be very useful because again Kaisa does mix damage. So next up we're going to go for boots, of course the Gluttonous Greaves for the Omnivam, and then we have two on-hit items. Firstly is going to be the newly buffed Bork, which is going to give you the bonus attack speed AD, physical vamp, as well as of course the current health on hit damage, as well as the drain passive. And then we go for Wit's End, which gives us attack speed, magic resist, again more on-hit magic damage together with the combining together with the passive and the Terminus as well. And then we have healing when you're below half HP. So the main changes comes with the last two items. So first up we have the a little bit changed Riftmaker. So Riftmaker of course now has the same stats, but now you have just a 1% extra Omnivam. However, your Void Corruption passive got reduced by a little bit. And I think this is overall a nerf, because I think that the 1% Omnivam doesn't compensate for the actual damage you lose from the true damage. But I still think Riftmaker is still a really good item. And finally, you want to go for Ruinous Hurricane to attack 3 people at the same time, to apply on-hit effects, to 3 people at the same time. And also, you just get some nice stats like more attack speed, more AD, and on-hit physical damage. So for the runes, of course, with a on-hit build, Lethal Tempo makes the most sense to stack up your attack speed and attack even faster. Brutal, of course, because you're attacking a lot. And then we have Giant Slayer, most useful here, and Alacrity for even more attack speed. You could go for Bloodline if you prefer as well. And Bone Plating here for the 1v1 capabilities. For the spells, of course, we go for Flash as well as going for Exhaust, because Exhaust obviously very helpful for Kaisa in the 1v1. But with all that said, let's jump into talking about our gameplay itself. Okay, so now let's hop into our gameplay itself. So with Kaisa, honestly, Kaisa works really well with both Enchanters and Engagers, so both of them have their own pros and cons. Of course, with Engagers, they can help you stack your passive, they can help you initiate, but with Enchanters, they can help protect you and help buff you up. So both are good in their own ways. Kaisa is kind of a self-sufficient champion. It does take a little bit of time to scale, generally not too good in the laning phase though. Of course, in laning phase, Kaisa is pretty weak, but if you can ever get opportunities to get isolated Qs onto enemy champions, she can actually be pretty strong. But the thing is, if you assume the enemy team plays optimally, this is rarely going to happen. But of course, in reality, this does happen a decent amount. So if you can split your missiles half-half like what I just did here, it's also not too bad, because you do get a decent amount of poke. But honestly, before your Q evolve, you are quite a weak champion. After you get your Q evolve and your Terminus, you become a lot stronger. You have a very, very strong 1-item power spike on Kaisa just because of your evolve, together with your item spike. Of course, that rework on Kaisa happened eons ago, where you get a evolution when you get items, which is, I think, really, really nice, because she curves out really well compared to the PC version, where you still have to hit certain breakpoints to get the evolutions. So here against a Xayah as well as a Maokai. Now Xayah is dealing a bunch of damage to Nami, but I'm basically able to trade it back onto the Xayah herself. Now here I have a full stack Lethal Tempo, so here I'm just trying to auto attack to maintain my stacks. There is a toolkit here which I am going to contest. I get the healing, which is going to be very useful for the Morgana, sorry, not Nami. Really useful for the Morgana as well as the rest of my team, who are like the Lux in the mid lane, and Tristana, who is the jungler, is also kind of low on health, so I did give them a decent heal. I think the one that I just got is one of the most useful toolkit drops that you can actually get. Also, yeah, in this game we do have a Tristana jungle, which is pretty whack, but she does actually do pretty well in the game. So Maokai here gets a little bit caught. Nami puts, I keep saying Nami, but Morgana puts the black shield onto me. And we're basically able to prevent Maokai from engaging. Now, Morgana is a pretty good counter to, you know, of course, any champion with CC. Of course, against someone like Maokai, really helpful when you can see his ult coming and you can just black shield. Also really useful for when you see him walking up and wanting to engage. You know, things like that. Viego as well, if you can see him charging up the W, really good with the black shield. So now here we get a BF sword as well as a dagger, just getting some item components. Now Akali is deep in our jungle killing the Tristana, but of course we were not in lane to help and rotate. We were coming back out of the base, and yeah, so it looks a little bit rough for our team at the moment. The wave is pushed in. I'm forced to basically deal with this wave, while the enemy bot lane, when I say bot lane, I mean the enemy duo, like the dragon laner and the support, rotate for the skull. And here Maokai goes in alone. So here he takes a bunch of damage because he basically takes an excellent Q. Now obviously now we can see Viego is here because of the mist, so we have to back off. But if Viego wasn't here, I actually think that's a pretty good fight because we chunked Maokai to half HP before the fight really even began. And Kaisa, Xayah, sorry, couldn't actually really do anything. I keep mixing up Kaisa and Xayah's names, and it's kind of awkward when both of them are in the same match. But yeah, Xayah couldn't really do any damage there. Because Maokai was too far away, and Maokai went a little bit too ham. Probably was thinking his jungler was going to help, but I think Viego probably was a little bit too far away at that point in time to really help him out, and he ended up just selling himself out and just, you know, taking a bunch of damage there. Now he looks like he's gone to the river to take some fruit, and now he's back in lane, just tossing them saplings, you know, willy-nilly, and obviously he's in that bush trying to look for an engage. Viego is now behind us, which we know because we can see him on the control ward. But yeah, so here it looks like they're trying to pull off a dive. Maokai ult comes in. Now I honestly thought I was out of the range of the Maokai ult, but I did get hit by it anyways. But doesn't quite matter because Viego ends up walking away and nothing too much really happens. We run into a Maokai sapling. No big deal here. So here we're just going to quickly clear out these minions, and we are going to look for a reset possibly. Now, not sure if I really have enough for Terminus here. Xayah cancels my reset, but I'm just going to channel it again. It is helpful because it does desync me and Morgana's reset timer. And now we're going to pick up the Terminus and get the Q evolve, which, as I said, is a really big power spike. Now, Xayah and Maokai are sticking around for Tower Plate, so they're not going to be able to actually reset to complete an item. Like you can see that Xayah only has boots at the moment, and Maokai only has a hunting guy. It looks like he's going for some kind of magic damage build. So here we have a huge advantage against the Xayah because we have one full item versus boots. Although we do have a little bit of a level disadvantage because obviously she's collected more XP than us. Now ideally we want to stop her from backing, but that could be a little bit difficult if she's backed in a safe spot. So I'm just going into the bush to see if I can, which I am able to actually stop her from backing. Dragon has already spawned, so if there is a contest at the dragon, this will mean that, you know, she has to contest with only her boots. Now Maokai out comes in, the black shield comes in. I'm trying to block for Morgana, but I'm a little bit too slow. Fight not really happening. I'm just getting a little bit of poke onto Maokai, but Maokai is probably going to be able to zone us away and allow the Xayah to back. So neither the Herald nor the Dragon is kind of actually being done now by my team. Not sure about the enemy team though. We see Maokai there, so it looks like they probably might be doing the Dragon. Turns out that it's not the case. Maokai simply just walking around the Dragon Pit area. Now with the Q evolve, we got pretty good wave clear, so we're going to quickly clear the wave. Enemy team picks up the Mimics as we try to start going for the Dragon. Now this is kind of a disaster angle because the enemy team has now already taken the Mimics and they can just rotate over to the Dragon. And yeah, you can see they're kind of taking over the Dragon from us because we can't really do anything here. Tristana jungle, we have Tristana jungle, we have like Lux and Morgana. We have basically no front line in this team at all except Volibear, who isn't actually here. Enemy team starts a fight with us. I'm really low, but I'm able to blast Maokai from over the wall and pick up the kill on him. Akali goes down as well. I'm blasting Xayah from over the wall. I actually ult and try to kill the Viego. I kind of fail, but Lux picks up the kill here. Xayah now pulls back the feathers, doesn't quite get me, and she's not getting run down. So she's basically just going to die here. I'm just going to leave her to the wolves, and I'm going to just go ahead and clear out this wave. So now my team is now doing the Dragon. Now enemy team is all either respawning or still dead. So it should be pretty simple matter to just quickly finish off this Dragon. and then we'll just quickly reset after that, because obviously you can see we have no health, no mana. Definitely gonna need to get a quick reset here. Now here I honestly thought I was dead. I saw the Maokai, ult, and I saw Akali, and I was like, oh, I'm dead, because I'm gonna get rooted and Akali's gonna go onto me. But what actually happened there is Maokai ult kind of ran out, and Akali here is chasing very deep, just dies 1v3 after getting rooted, and yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, Maokai ult ran out, and Akali couldn't get in range in time, and we were able to escape. And then afterwards, Akali overchased, and she died instead. Pretty funny one, all things considered. Unfortunately, I have not yet gotten any kills in the game. You can see I'm 0-0-5, so at least no deaths, 5 assists in the pocket. No kills as of yet, but you can see based on farm, we are farming up really well. You can see we have like more than 5k gold, which not too many people on the map have that kind of goal. So we are kind of up there in terms of our economy. So even though we don't really have kills, we are still, you know, in pretty good shape. Now Maokai caught a little bit out of position. We're trying to go on him. I ult over, finish off the kill. We know Akali's gonna go in here, which she does. She's gonna go in on Lux, so I exhaust her, and we're able to finish her off. Lux even survives because of my exhaust, and Akali dies again. Probably Akali's gonna be a little bit pissed off at that one. But yeah, now we're gonna go onto the mid lane tower to try to go for that. Now Viego is here to defend, but Viego by himself cannot defend the mid lane tower, especially because he's melee. He tries to smite me for some reason, and we get rid of the tower, and now we're chasing onto him, but he, you know, obviously he's running for the hills. Now Maokai shows up, pops the ulti. I'm going to try to block for him again, and I failed the block again, like a loser, but thankfully, you know, nothing too much comes of it, and we're just going to walk away. Intense 1v1 with the Olaf and the Volibear. The Volibear wins by a hair's breadth. And the 1 HP, not 1 HP, but like the low HP Tristana's now getting chased by the enemy team. I'm coming over to see if I can back her up. Viego and Maokai has been spotted here. And yeah, Maokai gets caught doesn't get caught by the binding, gets away. And we're just going to wait here for the wave and just grab this wave here. So next, you can see here we're just going to rotate over to mid. Now, honestly, this is kind of awkward mid game where nothing too much is happening because there are no objectives up, and there's nothing too much to really do in a solo queue team without proper macro. Akali gets jumped on by the Volibear. She's kind of low. I'm just going to ult over. I actually ult over to the wrong side of the wall, so I actually had to expend my flash. Now here Olaf is going onto me. I exhaust him. I'm cutting him out. He goes unstoppable. He's chasing me down, and now we're just in an auto attack battle. I barely survive actually, and I actually pick up the double kill onto him, which is kind of insane. I was pretty sure I was gonna die there, but I managed to kite him to a point where I full stack my lethal tempo before he actually even reached me, and with that insane attack speed, I'm able to finish him off. And now with that, my team picks up an additional kill onto the Viego at the cost of the Volibear, and we are now going to back. We pick up the Bork, get our E evolve, and we're back in good shape. Now at this point in time, we have the most gold in the game, and we're in prime position to carry the game. We're 3-0-6 now. Finally got some kills in the back. Another relatively big wave in top. We're going to quickly go ahead and finish this one off. And everybody is on the other side of the map. For some reason, looks like a fight may or may not happen. I could have taken the Hex Gate here, but something to consider when taking the Hex Gate is the fact that you can actually be spotted on the Hex Gate, which I think is actually quite a major deal that most people don't think about. The fact that the enemy team can see you coming from top to bot does make a difference in terms of like they know you're there for a fact, whereas if you just walk in out of vision, they don't know that for a fact. Now here a fight breaks out. Olaf once again tries to go on me. We're going to finish him off. And Xayah is now the next target. I get rooted. I ult to the other side. And now I'm kind of caught out of position because no one is really here to back me up. Now I'm auto-attacking for my life. I kill the Xayah. And Maokai dies to my team. And now I'm 1 HP. I see Akali on the way down. And I'm running for my life. Tristana and Lux are kind of distracting her at the moment. And I actually managed to run away on 1 HP. Now honestly, for the second time this game, I think I cheated death. I think the first time with Olaf, I thought I would die there. I didn't. Here, I thought for sure I would die. And again, I didn't. I lived on 1 HP. You know, sometimes the luck is just on your side. Sometimes it just isn't, like all those times you have a 1 HP enemy who doesn't die, or all those times where you just die instead of being 1 HP. Nice black shield by the Morgana to block the Viego stun. However, the Tristana smites incredibly early, and Viego gets a free steal on the Mountain Dragon, so no soul for us. Not too big of a deal though. Tristana rotates down, clears out the Raptors, and now I'm just staying mid to try to grab this mid wave, but there's multiple people here, so the best thing to do is to just run away, because we're not going to be able to defend this mid tower, especially because Akali still has the mimics. But we can try to defend this tier 2 tower. Now you can see Volibear on the way to cut them off, so we're actually kind of trying to step up here to see if we can help. But the Maokai sapling actually slows us down. We're trying to reach here, we get rooted by the Maokai, but we are in our, still safe. We are going to be able to finish off this Maokai. We're not going to go on to Xayah. We're going to flash the pullback so we don't actually get hit by the pullback. We actually killed the Xayah. We outplayed the Xayah completely. She didn't get the root on us with the pull. But unfortunately for us, Viego showed up to the party. And right as we go legendary, Viego picks up our shutdown. Now Viego still has our body. Not anymore. Tries to go in on Tristana, who obviously has the black shield. Goes in on Morgana and Tristana. Morgana pops the ult and kites away. Olaf is still chasing. Getting kited again. Olaf having a sad life there. Just getting kited by all the ADCs on the enemy team. And my team gets out with the kill. Or kills, I guess you could say. So, now I'm back alive off of my first death of the game. We do get the Wits End completion, which does mean that we're going to be able to get our W evolve. So all 3 evolves have been acquired right now. The Baron is now up. Or the T-Hex, I guess you could call it. And now we're going to grab this red buff real quick. And we're going to quickly rotate over to see if we can help out our team with what they're trying to do. Which it looks like just mucking about mid lane, to be very honest. So you guys know how solo queue goes. Sometimes there's just random fights that break out in the mid lane. And yeah, so here we're just kind of holding tight, and yes, here we see another fight happening. We finish off the Akali and the Maokai, and now we're trying to go for Viego, which we do get, and Olaf here is gonna fall as well, and now the only person left is the Xayah. So here initially I was thinking that might be able to end the game. We only have 1 minion, so I actually tank up the tower for a little bit to let our minion survive. Then I reset the aggro because I don't want to tank too much tower damage. However, the problem here is that our minion has died, and we don't really have, they do have a Nexus shield, so here, I'm trying to see if we can still try to finish off the game. Sometimes we do a lot more damage than we think. However, I'm looking at the respawn timers of the enemy team. Not likely to happen. So Morgana actually tanks 2 Nexus shots by accident and dies. Gives Xayah a shutdown, which is really awkward. That's the first death she had in the entire game. So 5 kill shutdown goes over to Xayah. A little bit unfortunate there. And now the rest of us have to run for the hills because enemy team is all respawning and coming for us. Now, this is very awkward now because me and my whole team have to reset to get items because we didn't get items yet. And the Baron is up. So the enemy team saw me resetting. And if they really wanted to, they could, start off the Baron and might be able to actually finish it before we're able to respawn. But my team doesn't actually all back, which is a little bit suboptimal as well because we don't actually get to spend our gold. But here we're checking if they're doing Baron. They were actually thinking about it, but they didn't actually end up doing it. So here we know Akali Viego somewhere around the area. Volibear goes in onto the Akali. Excuse me. And yeah, Akali just gets away. And Tristana now goes in on Maokai on the bot side of the map. Maokai flashes away. And here, again, nothing too much is really happening. The last dragon is spawning in 30 seconds and Baron is up. So any lost team fight could be a result in a major objective. Now, I call Baron a major objective, but honestly at this point I think the T-Hex is so trash that it's not really that major of an objective. Volibear flashes over, kills the 1 HP Xayah. Now, Akali running for the hills. Volibear is going in with the ulti to disable the tower. Viego for some reason decides to go in, as does Akali. So now I'm just smacking them around. Now, I thought that auto attack would kill the Viego, but Viego lives on 1 HP and so does Akali. So I could have taken another tower shot to auto attack him again and I would have gotten the kill, but that doesn't happen. But regardless, we are still just going to finish the match off. We're trying to finish off the Viego as well, but he runs away successfully. So we're just going to finish the match instead. And I'm gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.